Sometimes. What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to Mrs. Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. We have James, our regular co-host from the Watch Your Mouth.
Hey.
Welcome in. Subscribe to his channel.
Was I on camera last? No, I wasn't on camera last, but I was too busy putting on job applications. Sorry, friend.
Not job applications.
Look, I need a second job. People broke these days.
That's because everything's up.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is up.
Child, I paid my rent yesterday. I said, I know I didn't use this much water. Y'all playing.
Oh, God. You just reminded me I have to pay mine.
Mm-hmm.
I just hate seeing the money leave my account. But
I tell you, girl, that's all I had in my account. I said, y'all for the baby broke this week. But okay, I got to have a place to live. So
yeah. Oh Lord, we are here, y'all, for the Will You Maui Me, which I thought was cute of them to name the episode that. It just was. And we'll start the episode by saying congratulations to Kristen and Luke. Kristen took her time, unlike the rest of the cast, just rushing once they finally found somebody willing to marry them or with them long enough. So good for you, Kristen. This is also one of the few reality TV people who has shown some type of growth. So congrats, congrats, congrats. But let's get into the episode. The group is in Hawaii. They're in Maui, and they all go to dinner. And the dinner goes fairly well. But after the dinner, Jesse asked Aaron, who's Michelle's current boyfriend and his current wife, to stay back so that they can talk. I was actually happy with how Jesse handled this, but we know that with Jesse, good things don't last long. Jesse explains that he was bothered by Aaron posting a picture of himself and Jesse's daughter on Father's Day. And even Aaron had to state he was wrong to do that. I'm going to go over the whole conversation, but just to make it faster, I'm going to take a second to comment on that and give James a second to comment on that. When you date somebody that has children, your job is to ask questions, whether you have them or not. I'm not going to tell you because y'all know I don't like people without kids dating people with kids. But if you're going to do it regardless, you should be asking questions. You should know about what broke baby mama and baby daddy up. You should know how long they were together. You should know the extent and deepness of the relationship. You should know if they are still involved in child's life. You should know about the parenting, co-parenting relationship and dynamic. And you should ask your partner, whether you're dating the mama or the father, at what point do you think all of us will be able to get together? And I also feel like if you break up with somebody who you have a child with, whether you're married or not, I feel like the court needs to step in and give some people some jobs or something, because you can't trust people with children to do the right thing, because you can't trust people in general to do the right thing. But they need to do something to where there's an agreement that says if you date someone, this is the amount of time before they can meet the child. Because I think Michelle is moving way too fast, personally. Not with having a boyfriend, but the little girl be telling the boyfriend she loves him and all of that. And then for the boyfriend to feel safe enough to post something on Father's Day as if he is a father when he's not. The whole thing is weird, and I'm actually on Jesse's side with that. And I'm glad Aaron admitted he was wrong. James, how did you feel about learning that part?
I think it's strange. I think it's strange for her to move in that kind of way, one, knowing that she is still not divorced yet. Your child shouldn't be meeting anybody in this stage of the game until you know you're 100% serious with someone. So, and I don't feel like she's serious with anybody right now. I think she's trying to do this despite, what's his name again?
Jesse.
Jesse, yeah. I think she's doing this despite him. I think she likes to rub it in because whenever he dates someone, it rubs at her. So it's really a give to get situation. It's like, I'm going to get you. So this is how I'm going to do it. And then, but she's lazy with it. Like, to me, you don't need to be dating. You need to be dating yourself because you're not healed from this at all. We can tell you're not healed from this marriage. You're still carrying it with you. So you need to heal from this, and you're thinking of doing it by getting somebody else. That old auntie logic does not work. It never did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now they continued their conversation, and Jesse asked Aaron to cross the line with Michelle while they were still married. And I thought that was dumb because, of course, the man's going to say no, even if the answer is yes. I think that they did because Aaron looked miserably uncomfortable when that was asked. Jesse then made peace by saying that he feels like Michelle triggers him, but he wants to start taking the steps to move forward because his daughter does care about him, which I thought was good. I feel like Jesse handled the conversation appropriately. Why? Because he's still married to Michelle. That makes it okay to wonder if she started dating this man while they were, together still, especially with all the rumors and stuff. But also you could tell that Jesse doesn't really fuck with Aaron like that, and that's okay. But he was willing to have a conversation with him because he very much so cares about his daughter. So Jesse sucks. But I think Isabella is actually lucky to have him as a dad. He's still a shitty husband. But for this egomaniac to put his ego aside for his baby, I'm okay with it. How did you feel?
I agree with you. He is a great dad, and I feel like that should never go unnoticed. But for me, there's also a part of him that I don't want his daughter growing up one day and looking at this and seeing how terrible he was to her mother, whether it's warranted or not. You deserve to have her in the highest regard, especially when it comes to how you treat her on this show, because that's something that can be shown versus in the house where it can be forgotten over time.
I'm cracking up at Mrs. Moncrief. Welcome in. Happy Hump Day. She said Aaron know he was with Michelle. He do.
I believe that too.
He do.
I believe that as well.
You not sleeping with your husband for 3 years and not sleeping with somebody else.
Absolutely.
I don't buy it. Women get just as horny as men. So I don't trust it. But at least they have peace, y'all. Now, apparently, the colorless and their activities. The colorless like to do different things when they get drunk. Me?
Right.
I get drunk. I may sing. I may want to eat, but we're going to have a good time. Colorless get drunk. They're snorting wasabi up their nose. This was a fascinating thing for me to actually see because I love wasabi. I do. But wasabi's hot as hell. So I'm looking like
I've never had it before.
You've never had it?
Nope.
Hot as hell.
Is it? Oh, okay.
I would recommend for your first time having wasabi, if you're eating sushi, like if you like sushi, add just a smidge. It adds good heat. Or you could go to the grocery store and get you some wasabi peas at a Trader Joe or whatever grocery store. Because, wasabi's hot as hell.
For me, so sushi is one of those tricky things for me. It depends on how it's made. So what I do when I go to a sushi restaurant is I order my set of rolls. And usually it's like 5 come in a tray. So I'll try the 5. If it tastes good, I'll order 2 or 3 more rounds. If it's something I feel needs to be deep fried, I'll go get it deep fried. But I never get the wasabi with it.
That's interesting. Very
It
different.
is. Because I don't like. That's the reason why I stopped dating women. We'll get to that story of my channel another day.
That's so random. All right. She said, "Now Luke high off that wasabi." That's why I love the people who watch our recap. I love y'all. Y'all are my little thugger cousins because the way that made me chuckle, because that's exactly what I was thinking. But I'm like, no, I'm an adult. But he was high off that wasabi. I said, why is he?
I thought it was interesting, to be honest with you, because I didn't know what that was. I was like, okay, so I didn't think it was drugs, but I'm like, why are we? Okay.
That made it even more confusing because if you do see somebody put something in their nose, what are we putting in our nose when you really think about it as humans outside of drugs and our nasal sprays and medications? What goes up in your nose?
Right, like that's why I said it was so
What
fascinating because
goes
I was
up
like,
there?
okay, I know that's not drugs, but like, what? Why are we doing this again? I swear the colorist is just
That's not how you. I know the staff that for $20, right? Of all, because I was in Hawaii. It's quite. Me and my husband go to Hawaii every year. We love it. We have a goal to see all of the Hawaiian islands. And let me tell you this: $20 is good when you're in Hawaii. Hawaii is expensive as hell. Really, any American island or territory is expensive, but Hawaii is like extra expensive for no good reason. So that's right. Kristen said $20 and not a fucking cent more.
I can't go to Hawaii because I'm too afraid I'm gonna run into Leland Chapman, and that's not a good thing if I do.
No, they're on the Big Island, which isn't as touristy.
Trust me, I'd end up there anyway.
Okay, say when I was younger, I had the biggest crush on Leland. That's the one with the hair from Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yes,
I was
he's
like,
the one
"Let's
that looks
go this
weird.
man."
Like he is a very like weirdly attractive person. Like his face shape, you could tell Dog and his mama was not supposed to mix, but they did anyway. And
Oh God.
like he's like it's so he
He
almost looks like
still
a
kind of
turtle.
looks the same.
He does, but he looks like a
Listen, I
turtle.
had watched something. His dad is a fool and married to Beth's best friend, the deceased wife.
I fell off the show a long time ago. I can't even tell you. I forgot. You know, I forgot Beth was dead.
That's
Yeah. I said, when did someone was? I was talking to somebody because they said,
you.
I was like, when did Beth die?
Rest in peace to
Rest
Beth
in peace to
Chapman.
Beth. I loved Beth. I did. Beth was my girl.
I loved her. I always wondered
I
how Dog
loved
got.
Beth. Like let me tell you something. I love me some Beth. But I forgot Beth had died. I did. I was like, I said Beth died.
Oh, I still be watching reruns. I love that show. Side note, we got sidetracked, y'all. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I know him in real life. Where the hell was I? Not the wasabi snorting nose. So the next day after the dinner, because Luke was having a moment after snorting the wasabi, he got a little too drunk. All I saw was Kristen, her man's drunk. She's like, "You're gonna go there with no tea?" I said, "Oh yeah, they're good for each other." That's how you know you just used to someone. You just used to someone. But the next day, the women are sunbathing, and Michelle explains that Kristen is upset because Janet's trying to act like she doesn't understand why Kristen's not dealing with her. And even Michelle had to speak up. And I was like, look at Michelle. She finally talked. I wanted to give her a fucking treat. But even Michelle had to explain that Kristen is only mad at Janet because she inserted herself into a conversation that Kristen was trying to have with Michelle. And Janet, of course, just did not acknowledge it, didn't take accountability, and then tried to say that Kristen is trying to deflect and has been talking and making accusations on everyone else's relationship because Kristen is going through that herself. I say, Janet, by the way, according to Bravo Snarks Night, who I comment in often, has messaged me. I love that page because they're supportive of creators like myself. But where's Bravo Snarks Side? Janet's profile is now private. I had to go and check. She is tired of y'all attacking her on the internet via social media. She done run off to Switzerland with Jason and the baby and set her profile to private. I said, y'all gave Janet hell. And I'd like to congratulate you all for it. Great job. Because Janet, I really believe she's a foul person, like in real life, James. I just do. There's no way. There's no way that you can be that way and not foul. But how did you feel about Janet thinking that Kristen is deflecting? And
to me, it's the biggest projection of a person that I've ever seen on reality TV. It's like I'm tired of the lady who I feel like is constantly hiding things from TV to not be seen and pointing the finger at somebody else and pointing out their flaws, pointing out something they're doing some wrong, or pointing out what they're doing to you versus what you're doing to everybody else. I'm so sick of her doing this. It's like, man, I need you to get off the high horse. Nobody's stuff is perfect. And if you don't want to talk about your own stuff, get off the show. Because I doubt that you and Jason's stuff is perfect. I could look at y'all and tell ain't nothing perfect about y'all. So go somewhere.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? And the more that she goes on about this, she said that Kristen tried to wreck her marriage. No, she did not. And you said yourself it's not a big deal and smiled when it happened. Now, episodes later, you're saying she tried to wreck your marriage? Or no, you're saying she did wreck your marriage, not trying to. So I'm looking at Janet like, y'all shit stank, and we're going to get into that more throughout this episode. But the men go out as well, and Jesse decides to tell a story about how him and Michelle ended up getting back together at the time that it led to them getting married. And the story was bad. I just wish he would have been quiet. He says that he had some sort of an issue, had to go to the hospital. When he went to the hospital, he had to think of who he was going to call. And the person that he decided to call who showed up was Michelle. And so from that moment, they got back together. Then someone asked in the friend group, would you have gotten back with her if you had someone else to give you a ride? And Jesse was like, no. I said, oh my God. I cannot. I cannot. He then reminds Aaron and the group that he and Michelle are still married. And he admits in his confessional to like wanting to pull his leg, give him hell. Which I'm not mad at Jesse right now. Because I thoroughly believe that Michelle and Aaron was getting busy knocking boots while she was married to Jesse.
Even if they weren't, that's still the best approach with her. Based on her personality and who she is, that's still the best approach. But he doesn't always practice that.
Yeah.
We're looking at the, earlier stages of this season particularly. You don't always practice that. So it's ironic that you want to move like that now, but you didn't when you had your little girlfriend.
Preach.
It just ain't.
Not. He's weird. Miss Bo Cruz said Michelle was over it. My God. They should have excluded Janet, but I get it. Janet is the drama. Yeah.
You need like some obnoxious Karen on the show in a room full of clear folks that, is going to push the envelope further. And that's exactly what Janet is. Bravo
Janet
always
gives
has
Ramona Singer, Teresa Giudice, Vicky Nelson,
Heather Gay. Yep, absolutely. She is them.
Julia. That's exactly who Janet gives. So I understand why Janet's there. I don't like her either. I don't think we should attack celebrities like in the comments and stuff just because we don't like them. It's okay to express like, hey, this is wrong, you're out of your mind, but I don't think we should like attack celebrities to where they feel like their profiles have to go private. I don't like Janet, but if people are so strong in their opinions, hop on YouTube, support a creator like myself, Shayna, Kimpire, James, watch your mouth reviews, like go support a creator or make a video yourself and create a podcast.
Yeah, Janet, if you want to come on Watch Your Mouth Reviews and have me interview you, I will definitely interview you because maybe I'll have a different perspective talking to you in person. And maybe my mind will change of how I see you on the show, as far because maybe what you do has some relevance or has, a good reason.
James, before you invite her on your show, though, I worked in pet supply for many years. I'd like to give you some flea and tick prevention because I care about you and you have great skin. That's all. That's all. I'd even buy it for you. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
Here for you. Jesse's girlfriend is done after Sheena had exposed some rumors about the girlfriend and some things that were said. She was exposed for basically trying to play with Jesse, and now he's not dating the girlfriend no more. So now Jesse has nothing but time to suddenly be interested in doing the right thing. So yeah, that girlfriend, I wish she'd come back sometimes. But the group decides to go on a boat. Some of the group goes on a boat, and I am happy because the colorless don't always take hygiene, as seriously as we do. There are some of them that are famous that admitted to not understanding the beauty of using a washcloth in the shower till they married their Black wives. So thank you to Kristen and Luke for taking a shower before you went out in public on a hot day around other people. And thank you to Kristen for demanding that man shower because he didn't want to because of timing based on his engagement, but That's how you know he's fit to be married, because he took that shower. Anywho, the proposal was very sweet. I don't like to take away from people's moments. The proposal was sweet. They tricked her by making her think that they were just taking couples photos with Nia and Danny, and then Danny as the true MVP. And I hope that he gets to be a groomsman. Hey, Krista, you see the dolphins? Yeah, babe, look. And he turns around and gets on his knee. So it was a very sweet proposal. I'm married for over 12, 13 years, something like that. I love love. You know, I don't know. I just get happy. I'm like, I remember my husband wanted to marry me. Like a
It's
fool.
something I anticipate so much in my life, where I'm almost like, I think I might sabotage my engagement.
What?
Like, because I'm suspicious of everything. So the moment he plans a trip, the moment he plans something, the moment we go to my mama house, the moment, I'm always like, is he about to propose? Is he about to propose? He about to propose? Luckily, it was at a situation where it was like, that was the last place I thought he was going to ask me. We were at a park of all places in front of a whole bunch of people that I knew and did not know. And that's how my engagement happened. But in terms, yeah, I'm someone that, no, you can't, I think my first engagement, she did it in a hot air balloon. So I I really wasn't thinking I was about to get engaged in a hot air balloon. My second engagement, he proposed to me literally, we were on a skyscraper and I'm afraid of heights. And I didn't see like 5 or 6 of my friends standing right behind me. And I turned around looking, what the fuck y'all doing here? So yeah, you have to get me in situations where I'm either going to be scared for my life, or it's going to be like something where, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it because you probably paid your money. That's how you get me to be surprised. But this situation, I would have known I'm getting proposed to. We don't just go to Hawaii just to go to Hawaii. And if I don't get proposed to, then I get a sigh of relief. I know I'm crazy, y'all, but
you got all this fancy stuff. Let me tell you, me and my husband's that meme. Let me tell y'all the truth. We are truly that meme. Them courthouse weddings, y'all still out there together and happy. We that meme. We had a simple proposal. I know he asked my dad, but then we was just chilling. I think smoking weed, drinking. I turned around, he's on his knee. It was very simple. That's it.
Child, mine was simple. My last girl was simple, but my first 2 engagements was crazy as hell. I was like, why would y'all do this to me? Yeah.
It was so sweet, but worth the anxiety. I just love watching engagements.
I do
they
too.
underestimate on Bravo and just reality TV in general, the climate of it. I think they underestimate that people still enjoy like feel good moments, like seeing people's engagements, weddings, seeing people give back to charity. Like you can give camera time to stuff like that and people will enjoy it. I don't know why Bravo can do that for shows like this, but when it comes to the housewives and anything Black, really, they seem to focus on that.
Well, see, me, I feel like I haven't seen a Bravo wedding that I really was like, oh my gosh, it was just like I had butterflies the entire time. Like it was so beautiful to watch, like on TV as a bystander. I think there's only been one wedding on TV that I have seen where I thought the construct, even though they didn't last long, I thought the construct of the wedding was so beautiful that I literally was like, I didn't care if they got married or not. Just the thought and the detail of that. And for those who think, or for those who want to know what wedding I'm talking about, it was Kim Kardashian's wedding to Chris Humphries. That
was a beautiful wedding.
That wedding was so beautiful. And
She
so
said, for the record, I was proposed to at Taco Bell. Tell you later. I love that.
I'm not mad at that. Honestly, I'm not mad at that because to me, I wouldn't expect that. I would be like, I probably would be so happy because, like, I tell you, if you want me to be surprised and get a natural reaction, you got to take me to places like that where I would never think that's where you about to do. Like, I'm telling you, I can't go to a place romantic. I can't know because I would think this is where you're going to do it.
Lord. But they are engaged, y'all. So I say to them, Congrats. And now I want Taco Bell.
I haven't had Taco Bell in years.
And James, please don't get no more hot air balloons. I just seen some videos on the internet the other day of them coming down. So we gonna move forward. I need you alive, friend.
Well, I'm already engaged, so
So I always say to people, y'all, get married, get engaged, graduate, anything. Trade school, beauty school, college, do something really good with your life and share it with people, and you'll find out who really are your people and who's really self-centered and has you there for looks. Now, after the proposal, Brittany, Miss Cartwright, and them damn titties that look like they wanted to jump out of the 65-inch and come attack me, says that it doesn't make sense that she was not there for the proposal. And the reason that this doesn't make sense is because her and Kristen are good friends. That's like her sister. And she's a little disappointed. She says it just doesn't make sense that she's not there. And then Jason overhears this because he's on the balcony and overhears this. And he immediately goes, like the bitch that he is, and so tells his owner and her friend Michelle that Kristen and Luke are engaged and that it's an engagement trip, because they didn't really know why they were in Hawaii. I think they just thought that they were there for like a cast trip or a group trip, as they often do in the spring group and on the show. But when she figured out it was an engagement dinner, her and Jason freaked out. They immediately, like, at least Brittany kept her little, like, damn, why wasn't I there, to herself. Maybe this will help Brittany see the light and see that she needs to come off of Janet's tit and come acknowledge the rest of the friends that she has, who are being wronged by Janet, by the way. But, you know, Janet tells Jason she wants to call Zach and like see if they should even go to dinner because now it's an engagement trip. She calls Zach and sees if she could come. And Zach basically in a nice way was like, maybe not. And this is where Janet makes the comment talking about, you know, Kristen wrecked my marriage, but I don't want to wreck hers. And if I knew this was an engagement trip, I would have stayed home. Let's go, Jan. I'm going to tell y'all this. I loved every second of Janet's misery because that's what you get, bitch. And that's why you treat the people in your life as if they are of value to you. And that doesn't mean you have to talk to them every day, but you treat people with respect if they are important to you, because you never know when something good could happen to you and you don't want to miss that moment. I'm still mad I missed James's book coming out during the COVID. Hell, like if you care about people, you don't want to miss their moment and you celebrate them. But instead of showing regret, Janet gets mad. So I'm just like, what? And then her and Jason start to get into it, and, you know, the layers unfolded, because I truly don't think she expected to ever get disinvited to anything in this group, because she's been allowed to behave this way for so long. Right. So Jason's looking at her like, hold on. Cause she's like, whatever, we could go out to dinner and I don't know. We'll see about tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to want to go because this is an engagement trip. It'll be weird. So Janet basically is alleged she want to go home early. And Jason's like, hell no, bitch. I took off work for this. And he's an attorney. He is an attorney. So I'm looking like, Lord. And, you know, Kristen and Luke, they come back to the group and they're surprised. They thought it was kind of Zach to do that for her. But I was cracking up because Janet looked like she's losing her mind. Lord help us. Lord help us. Lord. James does have a book. Tell her, James.
I'm putting it in the chat now.
Yes, he has 2 of them and more to come. Right, James?
A whole lot more to come if I ever get the time and the money.
And don't question my aggression, y'all. James knows. When he was talking about, I think I want to write a book. Go do it. Stop bullshitting. What's taking so long? Get it done. So I'm like, how did I miss this? Lord. But I bought the book. My husband has read them. I read the first. I need to read your second book. I'm an author. I have 2 books in stores. Fraternity Row, The Pledge, Blue Ridge, A New Home. My husband liked the whole character in your book. There was somebody who was a little loose in the second book that he liked.
I remember that. I was like, why the whole character out of all the characters you could have liked? She wasn't even a main character. She was the hoe.
He said she brought like something to. It seemed like he was alleging she was the Jackie Christie of your book. Yeah.
But yeah. So I still laugh at that to this day because she in the second book gets a bigger part in the second book because of your husband. So
yeah. You don't have to tell him that.
She gets a little bit of a bigger role.
Oh Lord.
So
we'll be there whenever it come out. We'll be there. I'm gonna be like Maya and Girlfriend, slinging my friends.
It was supposed to be on April, but I had to push that date back even more because I am not ready. Financially, I don't have the money, so I'm just like, damn. Always come down to some damn money.
It does, but you'll get there. You used to worry about money to put out one book, and now you have 2 out. So that means you'll be able to figure out the 3 and 4 and the 5 and the 6. You just got to speak it into existence.
Yeah.
That's all. Because James can write, you guys. He does. His storytelling's incredible. But did you want to add anything further to the last scene with Janet and her meltdown?
I thought it was very fascinating, actually. It was very fascinating because to me, I'm not saying she didn't have a reason for her meltdown, but she didn't have a reason for her meltdown at all. Like, when I tell you, I looked at her and I was like, do you really have to do all of this at this very moment? But that's, white woman tears. What can you do?
All right, y'all. That's pretty much the episode. Nothing else really happened. I'm going to put a link in the chat for anybody who's watching our live replay or anybody who's interested in purchasing James' book. It is on Amazon. That's how I purchased it. The link is in the chat, and I'll be sure to add it to the description as well. Other than that, y'all, it's looking like Janet's in hiding for now. I'm curious to see what happens with the reunion. Congrats to Kristen and Luke. We will be back on this channel live again tomorrow to go over the Housewives of Miami. Apologies in advance for the not so nice things I will have to say about Julia. But we'll be back on my channel tomorrow. We'll be back on James's channel at some point over the weekend. If not, Karen was hurt.
I mean, as I said, it wasn't something I would be like, oh my goodness, what happened? It was like, really? Okay. What you want us to do with that information, man? Like, what do you want us to do? Like, what, as the viewing public watching you have this meltdown over absolutely nothing, what do you want us to do?
It's funny, if you care so much, Janet, maybe treat the people you care about better. It really just comes down to that. And Brittany, if you want to be acknowledged as the best friend, show up.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all
their family doesn't even know. Their family doesn't even know they're engaged yet. But we will see y'all. We will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate everybody. I hope y'all liked the video. Maybe subscribe if you really like me. And I'm going to go do homework. Thank you, James. And I'll see y'all later.
See ya.